Good morning, everybody. I'm a bit late this morning with the time. In this physical realm, I had a few technical hitches, no hot water, and various other things. Some of you may already know that I'm actually moving in a few days' time, so I'm boxing up my house and packing everything away, and I've even got people coming in this morning to take up some of the floor, so it's all go. Anyway, welcome to this new beautiful day. We've had some heavy rain here this morning, which has cleansed everything and watered all the plants. Morning, Caroline, lovely to see you here. Morning, Nikki. I actually replayed a little bit of my video from yesterday this morning and noticed in the first few seconds, I think it's 13 seconds into the video, my book actually opens itself and closes itself while I'm meditating. So I just thought you guys I'd let you all know that, and you can check it out. It's actually this book, hang on. It's actually this one. I have to say I did find it a little odd, but because this does have my dad's postcard in, I wonder if it was him connecting with me, as he knows that I'm missing him, and it's going to be it's only 2 days now until the 3-day anniversary of when he left his body, so a very poignant time for me, and a lot of change is happening for me at the moment too. So this is life, isn't it? We often experience big shifts all of a sudden. Everything can stay the same, and we start to see patterns and things just kind of almost plod on in a very similar way, and the change isn't obvious, and then, you know, before we know where we are, big change is happening, and, you know, everything's being renewed, our whole life perspective is shifting, and new opportunities come our way. So this is the magic of life, isn't it? As soon as we get comfortable, or we think we're feeling comfortable and we're feeling secure on some level, of course there's no such thing as security. It also is an illusion and something that's perpetuated by society and the media. But in our own kind of world, we believe that you know, there is some kind of security happening on some level, and so as soon as we get comfortable with that, we notice how much things start to shift and change, to show us that the reality is everything is always shifting and changing, inside us and outside. And this is beautiful, and often before great change we experience some chaos, as everything starts to align itself for all those involved in the next shift. Because don't forget, when a change happens with you, it means that there's something shifting everywhere else in the world. It cannot happen in one place without happening in another place, as we are all connected. So what happens in one part of the world is happening, or is being felt in another part of the world, because we are all ultimately connected as one, through the one mind, one heart, one spirit. Morning, Leon, lovely to have you here. Thanks for getting up and giving yourself this space this morning. Oh, Leon, I was just mentioning my video that I took yesterday, 13 seconds into it. There is actually, my book opens itself while my eyes are closed and my hands are in Namaste. You might want to just check that out. It's quite interesting. And it's this book again, which I'll share, because this is a fabulous book, and it's it's my intention to read it from cover to cover now, as I've had it for such a long time. And clearly opening by itself while I'm meditating probably means I need to read it. I think Spirit was speaking to me. Hi Nikki. Oh wow, 4:30 in the afternoon. Okay, well it's not, at least, yeah, it's quite a good time then for you. That's great. So where is everybody? Where are you all tuning in from right now? Some of you have said hi. If you're new to here, just say hi and let me know where you are. So continuing the theme on change. Yes, change is a constant. You know, it's actually the one thing that we can be certain of. As well as death, of course, as well as leaving our body. We can be pretty certain that's going to happen at some point. Birth is an interesting one, because if we are always existing, then the birth and the death is not really happening, is it? We're just shifting form, we're changing form. Morning, Andrea. Hello from Merseyside. Sweet. Ah, yes, in London. Lovely. Oh, it's so sweet that you can all tune in from different places. This is the beauty of this, isn't it? This is how we get to connect and spread consciousness through this medium, and this is definitely one of the best ways to raise the vibration as light workers here on this planet, and connect ourselves to each other so that we can higher the vibration consciously, highering our own vibration and those around us. So if anybody actually has any questions for me this morning, or anything that you like to discuss, please put a comment at the bottom of this video, because I'd really like to open the space for discussion as well as meditation. I think it's really powerful when we all connect like this and we share. You know, we can really have some deep insights into our lives and what this experience is, and what's here and what's available to us. So taking some deep breaths. And it's raining outside again this morning. And there's a feeling of, because I know I'm moving, there's a feeling of the house kind of saying goodbye. The energy here, it's actually a really old house. It's been here a few hundred years, so it's definitely seen some stories, some life, and it's been such a place of growth for me over these last nearly 14 years, the longest that I've ever lived anywhere. And this place is also where I had my experience of awakening that shattered my reality, or the reality that I believed was real and true. It woke me up to what our essence is, what is real, fundamental, and always existing and never changing, and grounded in this being, in this body. And it also brought me some laughter, because I realised that a lot of the suffering that I had experienced over a great part of my life was completely self-inflicted, if you like, self-created. And that is a big lesson, as well as being quite a poignant lesson. It's also hilarious when you can actually see it as the truth, and know that this is a dream world, and we're all living in this dream, and it is our birthright to awaken to the dream and live from a place of consciousness and awareness that everything is impermanent, that everything is changing, and that our essence is eternal and permanent at the same time. So it's a great paradox. And everything is ours too, so we're not separate. And I was watching something yesterday about time and how time, man-made time, the concept of time, is it's like an expansion of our consciousness, really. So it's not separate from us, but it means that everything is possible now. Everything is possible in this moment. All healing is possible in this moment. All experience is happening in this moment, which is totally beyond the mind's capability of understanding, far beyond the mind. So I'm going to open this book that clearly wanted to be read yesterday, and I'm pretty sure it wants to be read again today. This is the man himself, and it doesn't matter that you can see it backwards. As I keep realising when I'm showing you what I'm reading, you get to see it backwards. So I'm just going to open it somewhere, and we'll see. All I want is to be free. Question. Maharishi, you must know two things. What you are to be free from, and what keeps you bound. What can we be free from if we are already whole, perfect and free? The thoughts about not being free, the idea of not being free, the belief that we're not already free. Question. Why do you want to annihilate the universe? Maharishi, I am not concerned with the universe. Let it be or not be. It is enough if I know myself. Question. If you are beyond a world, then you are of no use to the world. Maharaji. Pity the self that is, not the world that is not. Engrossed in a dream, you have forgotten your true self. Question. Without the world, there is no place for love. Maharishi. Quite so, all these attributes, being, consciousness, love, and beauty, are reflections of the real in the world. No real, no reflection. Question. The world is full of desirable things and people. How can I imagine it non-existent? Maharishi. Leave the desirables to those who desire. Change the current of your desire from taking to giving. The passion for giving, for sharing, will naturally wash the idea of an external world out of your mind, and of giving as well. Only the pure radiance of love will remain beyond giving and receiving. Question. In love there must be duality, the lover and the beloved. Maharishi. In love there is not the one even. How can there be two? Love is the refusal to separate, to make distinctions. Before you can think of unity, you must first create duality. When you truly love, you do not say, I love you. Where there is mentation, there is duality. Question. What is it that brings me again and again to India? It cannot be the only comparative cheapness of life here, nor the colourful and variety of impressions. There must be some more important factor. Maharishi. There is also the spiritual aspect. The division between the outer and the inner is less in India. It is easier here to express the inner and in the outer. Integration is easier. Society is not so oppressive. Question. Yes, in the West it is all tamas and rajas. In India there is more sattva, or harmony and balance. Maharishi. Can't you go beyond gunas? Why choose the sattva? Be what you are, wherever you are, and worry not about gunas. Question. I have not the strength. Mahariji. It merely shows that you have gained little in India. What you truly have you cannot lose. Were you well grounded in yourself, change of place would not affect it. Question. In India, spiritual life is easy. It is not so in the West. One has to conform to environment to a much greater extent. Maharishi. Why don't you create your own environment? The world has only as much power over you as you give it. Rebel. Go beyond duality. Make no difference between East and West. Question. What can one do when one finds oneself in a very unspiritual environment? Maharishi. Do nothing. Be yourself. Stay out. Look beyond. Question. There may be clashes at home. Parents rarely understand. Maharishi. When you know your true being, you have no problems. You may please your parents or not, marry or not, make a lot of money or not. It is all the same to you. Just act accordingly to circumstances, yet in close touch with the facts, with the reality in every situation. Question. Is it not a very high state? Mahariji. Oh no, it is the normal state. You call it high because you are afraid of it. First be free from fear. See that there is nothing to be afraid of. Fearlessness is the door to the Supreme. Wow. Words of wisdom on every page. So we'll have just a couple of minutes silence this morning. Be blessed this day. Remember who you are in every moment. The infinite, the divine, the unchanging, the immovable, the immortal. And give your attention to that. Much love and many blessings to you all. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And if you missed the beginning, you can always watch the replay.